You left a profound and lasting impact on your person when they rejected your love. That rejection wasn't a mere decision, it caused a significant shift within them, closing their heart chakra, making it harder for them to process their emotions. This emotional blockage led them to withdraw from you, not because they didn't care, but because your energy overwhelmed them. They stayed away, not because they didn't want to be close, but because being near you stirred emotions so intense that they didn't know how to handle them. It's not uncommon for someone to feel unsteady when faced with deep, genuine love, and for your person, that love made them nervous and uncertain. Despite their retreat, they have always harbored deep feelings for you. These feelings didn't diminish over time, instead, they grew stronger, but they remained locked away, hidden behind walls of uncertainty and fear. They didn't know how to express these emotions, and whenever you were near, their feelings became so intense that it scared them. To protect themselves from vulnerability, they often held back, bottling up the love and admiration they had for you. This wasn't done to hurt you intentionally, though it may have felt that way. In reality, they were struggling with their own inner turmoil, unsure of how to navigate the depths of their feelings. It's important to understand that your person wanted the same thing from this connection that you did. They desired closeness, intimacy, and love, just as you did. However, their fear of being vulnerable and their inability to express their emotions kept them from fully embracing the connection. This led to a cycle of emotional withdrawal, creating a gap between the two of you. But now, something within them has shifted. Your person is coming back, and they are not the same as they were before. Time, reflection, and perhaps even your absence have led to a profound transformation within them. They have changed, and this change isn't superficial, it's deep and meaningful. Your energy, which once made them nervous, has now become a guiding light for them. They have come to realize just how captivating your presence is. They love you deeply, and they find you incredibly beautiful, both inside and out. To them, you are irresistible, and they can no longer deny the pull they feel toward you. Their intuition is now guiding them on this journey back to you. They are beginning to trust themselves and their feelings more, allowing their inner voice to lead them. In doing so, they are breaking old generational patterns that may have kept them emotionally distant or fearful of commitment. These patterns, likely ingrained in them from their upbringing or past relationships, are being dismantled as they realize that their love for you is worth overcoming these fears. They are setting new patterns, ones built on emotional maturity, openness, and a desire to truly connect. This entire journey is happening because they want you more than anything. The longing they feel for you has made them more introspective and self-aware. They've come to understand that in order to be with you, they needed to change, not because you demanded it, but because being with you inspired them to become a better, more sensible, and emotionally mature person. They now see themselves differently, understanding that they have grown as a man. Your influence has been instrumental in this transformation, and they recognize that you have helped them mature in ways they hadn't previously imagined. Your strength and resilience have also been a significant part of what draws them back to you. You possess a quiet power that not only your person but also those around you admire. This strength, however, can be intimidating at times. You exude a divine feminine energy that is both nurturing and powerful, and while this energy is magnetic, it can also make people feel unworthy or unsure of how to approach you. Your person has felt this too, but they now understand that your strength doesn't diminish them, it complements them. The admiration they have for you is not just about your physical beauty, although they find you incredibly attractive. It's about the totality of who you are, your spirit, your heart, and your unwavering strength. You have shown them what true resilience looks like, and it has inspired them to become a stronger, more grounded person themselves. Now, as they come back to you, they do so with a renewed sense of self and a deep desire to build a connection that is grounded in mutual respect, love, and emotional openness. Your person has changed, and this transformation is a testament to the power of the love you share. They are ready to embrace this love fully, without fear, and to grow alongside you in a relationship that is both beautiful and lasting. I realized something was not quite right about the way I was living when I met you. Before that, I had been going through life in a way that seemed normal to me, but I was stuck in a pattern of behavior that made me deeply unhappy without even realizing it. It wasn't until I saw you that I began to understand how far I had strayed from who I truly wanted to be. Meeting you was like a mirror being held up to me, showing me everything I had been blind to. You didn't directly say or do anything to force this realization upon me, but just by being yourself, you made me rethink how I was living. I was inspired by you, not just by what you said but by how you moved through the world. Something about your presence awakened something in me, and I knew that I had to change. Before this, I was living a life that was far too isolated and centered on myself. I was withdrawn, even when I was around other people, and I had built this wall of pride around me that kept me from really connecting with anyone. I thought I was protecting myself, but in reality, I was just being arrogant and egotistical. I had become so full of myself, thinking I didn't need anyone else. I let my ego control my actions, and I didn't realize how exhausting and alienating it was becoming, both for me and the people around me. I believed I had all the answers, but in reality, I was creating a false sense of superiority to avoid facing the uncomfortable truths about myself. I couldn't see how insufferable I had become. But when I met you, something shifted. Even though you never made things about yourself obvious or flashy, there was something undeniably different about you. You didn't need to shout your qualities from the rooftops or display them for everyone to see. Your presence was enough to make me take notice. You were calm, grounded, and genuinely kind in a way that I had not encountered before. It wasn't that you were trying to prove anything to anyone, you simply were. That was what stood out to me the most. There was a strength in your humility that made me realize how much of my energy I had been wasting trying to maintain an image of superiority. I saw in you a way of being that I had long forgotten about or perhaps never even understood fully before. My ego, however, had become incredibly strong by this point. For years, I had built it up, and it had become a force that governed my life. I had developed a habit of distancing myself from anyone who challenged my ego. Whenever someone pointed out something I didn't want to acknowledge or made me feel like I was not in control, I would shut them out. In my mind, I was showing them the exit gate, a way of keeping my ego safe. But when I met you, that didn't work. I couldn't shut you out because I didn't want to. Something in me wanted to hold on to this connection, and in doing so, I began to realize how much my ego had been holding me back. No one had ever shown me the truth about myself the way you did. You didn't do it by criticizing me or pointing out my flaws. It was simply by being around you that I could no longer ignore the reality of how I had been living. What was even more humbling was the realization that I, too, had been shown the exit gate by many people in the past. I had always thought I was the one in control, deciding who stayed in my life and who didn't. But the truth was, many people had already left, unable to deal with the version of myself I had become. At the time, I convinced myself that it was their loss, that I was too good for them, but deep down, I knew that wasn't true. Being shown the door by so many people hurt me deeply, though I never let myself admit it. I became more and more closed off, telling myself that I didn't need anyone. My pride was a defense mechanism to avoid facing the pain of being rejected and the realization that my behavior was pushing people away. But you were different. You didn't hurt me the way others did. You didn't walk away or make me feel small. Instead, you helped me in a way no one else had. By being around you, I realized that my soul had been hurt, not just my ego. While others had wounded me by leaving, you were healing me by staying and challenging the parts of me that needed to change. You were hurting my ego, yes, but in doing so, you were helping my soul grow. You made me see that there is more to life than protecting my pride. There is more to life than living in isolation, thinking I am better than others. You showed me that real strength comes from vulnerability and connection, not from building walls and shutting people out. And for that, I will always be grateful. Your partner is experiencing a strong sense of codependence and is intensely craving your presence. They are feeling deeply connected to you, yet they perceive you as emotionally detached or distant, and this has made them more eager to re-establish closeness with you. They long to be near you physically, not just in the sense of proximity but also emotionally, as they want to bridge the gap they feel has been growing between you two. At the core of their desire is the yearning for a fresh start, a chance to redefine the relationship and rebuild on a stronger foundation. They are desperate for this renewal and feel ready to commit to you in a much deeper way than before. This person is not merely interested in friendship. They want far more than a platonic bond with you, and they feel a strong pull towards something more intimate and meaningful. They have reached a point where their emotions for you are overwhelming, and they believe the relationship has the potential to be something extraordinary. While they may have tried to contain or manage their feelings in the past, they now feel compelled to share them openly with you. They want to be honest and vulnerable, expressing the depth of their love and affection in ways that transcend the surface level of casual conversations. Yet, despite their strong feelings and desire to move forward, they sense a disconnect. You might not fully be able to pick up on their energy, and this could be leaving you confused or unsure about their intentions. One possible reason for this difficulty in sensing their emotional state is that they may be in the midst of healing from a karmic, toxic situation. This toxic past, whether from previous relationships or life circumstances, has left them with emotional scars that they are still in the process of working through. These past wounds could be affecting how they show up in the relationship with you, and they might not yet be fully free from the emotional baggage they are carrying. Your partner recognizes this. They understand that their past behavior, which may have included toxic, controlling tendencies, is something they need to address before they can truly come close to you again. This self-awareness is a significant step for them, as it shows that they are beginning to take responsibility for their actions and the way they have impacted the relationship. They know they can't keep carrying this emotional weight into the future with you and expect things to progress smoothly. It is essential for them to let go of these toxic patterns, not only for the sake of your relationship but also for their own personal growth and healing. They are aware that you won't accept them back into your life on the same terms as before. You have set a boundary that only someone who is clear, sure about their intentions, and committed to taking the relationship to the next level will be welcomed into your life. They know you value honesty, openness, and emotional clarity, and that these are non-negotiable for you. Your partner respects this and understands that they need to prove their commitment through their actions, not just words. They know that in order to be with you, they need to come forward with a clean slate and a genuine desire to make things work. This realization is likely difficult for them. They are navigating the tension between their intense feelings for you and the work they still need to do on themselves. While they may feel desperate for a new beginning, they are also aware that rushing into things without fully addressing their own issues would ultimately lead to more pain for both of you. This may explain some of the distance or hesitation you might be sensing from them at times. It's not that they don't care or aren't fully invested, rather, they are trying to ensure that they come to you as the best version of themselves. At the same time, their feelings for you are undeniable. They are serious about you and are ready to take the relationship to a new level of commitment. This isn't a fleeting or casual interest. They see a future with you and are prepared to do what it takes to make that vision a reality. They are determined to address their past behaviors and come to you with a clear and open heart. They want to have those deep conversations about love, trust, and the future, and they want to know that you are on the same page. Ultimately, your partner desires a relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and a shared commitment to growth. They know it won't be easy, but they believe in the potential for something beautiful between you two. They are willing to put in the effort to make things right, and they hope that you will be open to giving the relationship another chance, with the hope that this time, it will be stronger and more fulfilling than ever before.